Wearing a different hat. It's kind of like, oh, I know you, but I'm not talking about the same thing. Well, I asked you the same thing. This gives us something on Monday morning.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order. If they will please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Pate,
Here.
Councilmember Shavetta,
Here.
Councilmember Hands. Here. Councilmember Caldwell,
Here.
Councilmember Lightgate,
Here.
Councilmember Neal, Councilmember Ryder, Councilmember Silvers,
Here.
Councilmember Yardage.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First item up is public items. Members of the public are encouraged to use this time to make comments about matters that do not appear on the agenda. Comments about items on the regular agenda will be taken up as each item is considered. Please note, individuals making public comments will be limited to 5 minutes. We did have a sign-up sheet, which no one has signed, but that does not preclude you from coming forward at this time. So is there anybody that would like to speak this evening to any item that is not on the agenda? I see nobody jumping up, so we will close out public items. Next item up is consent agenda. All items listed under this heading are considered to be routine by the city council, may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless council members so request, in which case that item may be removed from the consent agenda. Considering we only have one item, which is the minutes. Does anybody have any concerns about the minutes before we entertain a motion? See no discussion of that. I would entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes. Mr. Silvers, sorry.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move that the council approve consent agenda item 1.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Ms. Hands.
Mr. Mayor, I second that.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Shavetta,
Aye.
Councilmember Hands. Aye. Councilmember Caldwell,
Aye.
Councilmember Lightgate,
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers,
Aye.
Councilmember Yardage. Aye. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up is the mayor's report, and we have an update from the Climate Action Kansas City. So we have, please give your name and address, or your company's address for the record.
Thanks. My name is Emily Randall. I'm here on behalf of Climate Action KC. We are a regional nonprofit. We have a P.O. box out of Kansas City, Missouri, but we serve the regional 10 county area, marks 9 counties plus Douglas County. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here this evening. Appreciate your time. I know some of you from my previous work at the City of Mission. I left there as Deputy City Administrator in February, and I am contracting with Climate Action KC, which I hope many of you are familiar with. They have served the region for several years, but we're back and we're going and visiting multiple city councils in the region, as anyone who will have us, to kind of give an update about our activities, also things that are going on regionally and at the Mid-America Regional Council. So thank you very much for having us. So our history, Climate Action KC was founded by, at that time, Roland Park Mayor Mike Kelly and Shawnee Council Member Lindsey Constance. It came about after the IPCC report came out with some startling climate goals, and they realized that regionally we could unify with elected governing bodies to come together and to work cohesively on some of the solutions that made sense for our region. That's where it began. This is a representation, certainly not all the faces that have been involved, but we highlight that, the origin story of where this group really was founded. The executive board shown on the left of your screen is a group now that is representing technical expertise, local elected officials, neighborhood units and groups. So very, very robust and rounded out group. So there's, you may have first heard of us from Climate Action KC's playbook. This was targeted specifically to those in local government, either on the staff side or the governing body side, that wanted to contribute to some of the solutions. This was a tool that local governments could use either by enacting best practices in regards to modeling behavior, policy choices and behavior that would impact residents, or just demonstrations of best case scenarios based around the project drawdown concepts that really directly reduce emissions on the part of local governments in that space in particular. They also worked with the Mid-America Regional Council to create the Regional Climate Action Plan. Merriam passed a resolution in support of the Regional Climate Action Plan, so we thank you for that very much. Worked with the Global Covenant of Mayors for that guiding document that really puts together some hard goals. You'll see the list of cities and entities that signed on, similar to Merriam, listed there. But that was the first time we kind of were coming around to all of the government entities, so we're back to that now. So it was kind of a full court press to reach out to all of those in the region for both input into the plan, but also to get that resolution of support so that we were all unified in addressing some of these challenges. The goals that were set in that climate action plan are listed here. So net zero emissions in those various spheres by that timeline. Those are, aggressive goals, but it's what is needed to address the emissions in our region. We moved from Climate Action KC's perspective quickly to two of the main contributing factors to those emission targets. The first being 63% of our regional emissions coming from the building sector. It's broken out by type in that chart that you can see there. That again is aggressive, but it is in the residential space, it's in the commercial space, and there are lots of benefits for residents or for those paying the electrical bills to be improving in this space. So we found a nice entree into some of these solutions for just the economic benefits of all of that work. So we started the Building Energy Exchange of Kansas City. That photo you see there is Ashley Sadowski. She's housed at MARC, but works with building development space, real estate professionals, architects, engineers to develop programming and technical training and things like that to help really build more efficient buildings in our communities. Also to help now with incentives that really help the bottom line with development projects in order to achieve sustainability goals. So we've stood that piece up to tackle the building space. In the transportation sector, from the Regional Climate Action Plan, 34% of our emissions come from transportation side. So Climate Action KC, interesting. Sorry, skipped a slide. Founded the Plug-in KC, which is a group that we've just launched in March to address electric vehicle adoption in the community. So partnering with Evergy to answer those questions for either businesses who are transitioning their fleet or for residents who are interested in making the switch to an electric vehicle, helping them with education, rebates, all of those questions that they may have to kind of tackle that other slice of the other significant slice of the pie from our emissions. You also may be familiar with the Climate Action Summit. This was one of the kickoffs that started in 2019 that really kind of signaled the interest that it was available regionally for this work and for collaboration and for partnerships. We've had sellout crowds each year that it's taken place. We've had 3. Our next one will be planned for spring of 2025. This is just the kind of place where everyone can be sharing what work is underway and talking more about collaboration and education. There's a wide array of people who attend this event. There's definitely those from the local government space, both elected officials, but staff as well, but in the private sector. And we've had, just residents interested. So it's a really nice collection of the representation of those in our region who are interested in making progress in this space. Just in the time that I have been working with climate action, I've been really trying to focus in the local government space. I was a deputy city administrator and had a full slate of responsibilities in my role there, but also sustainability was a goal of our governing body. I'm not unique in that way, so it's added on to many of our plates, and there are a lot of efficiencies that we can gain. If a council is supportive of a certain initiative or a program that will help the residents, and it's tasked to a staff member, are there just lessons learned and best practices, or is the city across the way interested in it also, and can we be collaborating so it takes less of our time as an individual staff person working within city limits? Obviously, we can share those lessons, and we do in many other spaces, but this was a meeting that's photoed here that we held last month. That was just an opportunity for anyone interested to come together and to share ideas and collaborations. We've been in touch with Merriam staff to loop them into these efforts wherever they may take us. We captured in that meeting many of the projects that are coming up and like projects that are happening. So, and obviously this is not one size fits all. Certain things suit different communities better than others. But there's lots of work happening for various reasons and for various priorities. But if a community is working on it, how can we link them up with other cities that are doing similar work? So you can see kind of the array of that there. I would like to point out that EV charging stations and fleet assessment, that was a Climate Action KC goal. We helped those communities listed go in on a joint application for federal grant funding to place chargers in their communities. And it was nice because Climate Action KC was sponsoring the engineering that was involved in the cost estimates, and then could collaborate on the grant writing. And so it was just a really streamlined and low cost way for us to bring some of those federal dollars to our local community, but in a space that Climate Action KC could add some value and streamline that process. We also asked the city staff in a survey about what services from Climate Action KC might be helpful in terms of any of these that you see. So is there something, again, that we can be doing in our space that would make lives easier, honestly, for those working in local government? So expertise, sharing vendors, sharing contractor information, helping with grant applications, reviewing for code updates where that sees fit, and other modeling that would help any community achieve their climate goals. On Mark's behalf, I just wanted to share that we have a climate action plan update that will be occurring. So just wanted to highlight that for you all. The plan that came out in 2021, they're already working on an update as part of funding that's coming through from EPA in order to accomplish other tasks. There will be a greenhouse gas inventory update, and we're working with them to really make sure that that is as granular information as possible so that local communities can glean from it what would help you all in your local communities. It may not be as helpful to tell you the big numbers, so we're trying to bring it home to you all so that you understand where you might fit in that puzzle. Also working at climate risk and vulnerability assessments, and then looking at how that impacts some of our low income and disadvantaged community areas to layer on those benefits. And so I would just say that that is my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions. This is the board chair and president that are listed above me, but we'd be happy to answer any questions. And we do hope to be working further with you all and also the staff to see how we can support any of your efforts.
Well, thank you for being here this evening. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Randall? Mr. Silvers, go ahead.
I want to thank you for being here to start off. This is a great initiative. 4 slides back, you had bolded the bullet about EV charging.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me what the asterisk next to JOCO is there?
Oh, my, interesting. maybe that they are the lead on the grant. I think that might be what I was thinking at the time. It's been a minute. Yeah, Johnson County is hosting and coordinating the grant, so they're pulling calls together. On behalf of the other communities, we're all doing joint calls to get those implemented. Thank you. Nice catch.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I just want to make sure you have our list of projects too,
Yes.
because I didn't see us on the slides. so
Yeah.
I wanted to, okay,
That's the
great.
nice thing, so we thank you for that. We have been in communication, obviously, we work together regularly, and not everyone can attend this particular meeting. So it's meant to be a snapshot in time, but there's lots coming, and we do have your list. And that list is available, actually, we've shared it in our most recent newsletter, and it got a lot of hits and interest. As we were monitoring the clicks and engagement with that last newsletter, and I think there's a lot more sharing we can do, because I think it's a list that boosts people's spirits and piques their interest, for sure. But there's lots working, so.
Any other questions for Ms. Randall?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you for coming, and we'll probably see you in the future.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, other items, I always like to take an opportunity, and I might miss a few things here, but as the mayor's report, I like to say some of the things that I've done and other council people have done over the last 2 weeks. And I'll just go through those right now. I and Assistant Administrator Guard met with Johnson County Commissioner Chairman Mike Kelly and his administrative assistant, who I've now forgotten her name. And we spoke about what's happening in the county and their proposed budget. More detailed information was shared on the purchase of the hotel at 95th and I-35, and that would be the hub there would be a hub to address the growing population of the homeless in Johnson County. The current model, as proposed, will require some assistance from each of the cities to help fund its operation. Chairman Kelly or a designee is willing to come to a meeting, I think coming up in August, I believe, to meet with us and discuss, have some open communication with the city. So we'll be hearing from them some more. I and Councilmember Hands attended the Northeast Chamber of Commerce meet and greet function at our very own Strips Chicken in downtown Merriam. So oh, you didn't go? Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, did I miss somebody? Who was somebody else there?
I had such a good time.
Okay, well, I guess I saw somebody look like you. Apologize for that. Okay, but it's always good an opportunity to meet with people in the chamber and other businesses, and it was right here in our own city. Councilmember Hands, I think, did attend the Tim Murphy Art Gallery opening exhibit, and so thank you for everyone there. Councilmember Silvers attended 2 Ward 1 block parties. Okay, shared information on what's happening in the city. It's always good to meet and greet our constituents while breaking bread. So thank you for doing that. Councilmembers Chavetta and Silvers attended our public art committee meeting. Things are well underway for improving art opportunities in Merriam. Thank you for both representing us on that committee. I and Councilmember Hands called on Silvers and numerous staff attended the Family Fun Friday at Quail Creek Park on Grandview. There's food, games, band, bouncy house, and friendship. These events are what makes Merriam the great community it is, and it's free. So try to catch one of the another upcoming event. They're moving around throughout the park system in our city. I think we've got 10 parks now. We do have another one, maybe? We're done. Next year, please try to catch some. But we do have other things. The courtyard. Concert in the courtyard is our next event.